Good morning. My name is Brittany Westford, and I am coming to you from the Children's Museum and Theatre of Maine. Although the museum and theater is closed right now, we are still very excited to be bringing you inspiration to learn through all of your play. And today is a wonderful day to play. So thank you so much for joining me and inviting me into your home. And thank you so much for all of our essential workers who cannot be at home today. Thank you for all that you are doing. So today is Worm Wednesday. We're so excited for Worm Wednesday to check in on our live red wiggler worms that are composting for us, as we do every week at 10:30 as part of the Museum at Home Together series. So we will check in on our red wiggler worms, see what progress they have made in decomposition. We are also today going to be exploring the water cycle. I've got some water cycle challenges for you as well. So let's take a look today at our red wiggler worms. Here they are. We've got our bin here. I'm going to bring it up. Oh, a little heavy. Here's our vermiculture bin. So we're going to take a look inside. I'm going to point it forward and step up so you can see. So for those of you who have been around in past weeks, you'll remember that we keep newspaper on top of our worm bin to keep it dark and to keep the sun out. We're going to talk in just a minute about one of the reasons why that's so important for our worms. And we also have this plastic bag which helps keep the water in the worm bin. We'll talk again about why that's so important when we talk about the water cycle. Oh boy, I've got some big worms right here waiting to say hi to you this morning. Want to see? Look at that long red wiggler worm. If I move it really close, you might be able to see it on the camera. You might be able to see some of its segments, the little parts of the worm that have muscles that help it move. And if you see those little clumps of what look like dirt or earth, those are called worm castings. And it's actually worm poop. What worms have used worms have eaten little food scraps like banana peels. And when they poop it out, it becomes worm castings or compost. So that's part of the worm's job in the ecosystem, to decompose and make compost. Oh, our worm's beginning to wiggle. Let's take a look and see what else we can find in here. Put this aside for a moment. All right, I'm going to turn our bin over. Let's see what we can find. Whoa, what do you see going on here today? You've got some more of these sprouts. There's still some sprouts in here. About 3 weeks ago, we put in, maybe 4 weeks ago now, we put in some seeds in the insides of a squash. So they sprouted right up like this. They're beginning to yellow a little bit, which makes me think that they're going to start to decompose and become worm food once again. So let's see, I'm going to put some other things out on a tray so we can take a look, see what else is happening in our worm bin. Okay. Wow, we've got a ton of baby worms. So I'm going to bring these up close. Do you see? Let's see if we can get into focus. So there are these small little white pieces. Oh, you can see it right at the top of the screen. Those are tiny, teeny, teeny baby worms. They're all so small. There's some right around here. So maybe we could look to find some worm eggs in a little bit too. I see a lot. Let's check in on our banana peel. This is what our banana peel is looking like. A lot more like dirt and a lot less like a banana peel. So the food, the organic matter that we put into our worm bin, It's decomposing. It's turning back into earth. So let's take some of our worms with us. Oh wow, look at that big clump of worms in there. Can you see what it's eating? What are they eating? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to pick through them a little bit and see here. I think ooh, something good. Maybe a little bit of the squash. Oh, I remember. I think I put in some banana for them. So they are all around the insides of this banana that's going. They're really wiggling today. They're super happy. They're a little bit moist, so that means a little bit wet, a little bit dry. You can see them moving around. Yeah, these red wigglers are doing such a good job decomposing. Awesome. Good job. All right, so I'm going to let them hang out right here today while we explore the water cycle and why the water cycle is important for our worms and for us. So I have actually a special other friend that I brought along today who could explore the water cycle. Do you all want to say hi to my friend Dee Dee? Oh, hello! Hello everyone! This is Dee Dee. He's a red wiggler worm. Oh, hi! I heard you're learning about water today. I love water! Awesome, Dee Dee. Yeah, we're just going to chat about some water. Here's, many of you might recognize, a glass of water. We drink water, we play with water. There's water in the oceans, there's water in the lake. Water is super important. The interesting thing, though, is that water doesn't always stay the same. No, it's a bit of a mystery to me. But let's explore and see. So, when there's water like this, oftentimes what happens is the sun comes out, and it looks pretty sunny out today, right? I'm even outside so I can look up and see the sun. That sun comes up, and that sun's energy comes down, and it heats up those little molecules of water, and something happens. It's called evaporation. And the water inside puddles, or swimming pools, or mud, or the earth that you live in, little worm, begins to evaporate. And it goes up, 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 all the way into the atmosphere. So that water evaporates. Oh no, I'm a little scared of evaporation. Why are you scared of evaporation, Dee Dee? Well, I actually breathe through my skin, so if the water around me evaporates and it gets too dry, I can't breathe. Oh no, that's probably why you spend some time, and a lot of time, underground, right? Yes, yes, this is why I live underground away from the sun, so that the water around me stays nice and wet and doesn't evaporate into the sky. Yeah, that's right. I'm glad you're able to live in a place and you're adapted to live underground where you can stay safe. For many other animals, this part of the water cycle is really important. Yeah, well, that leads me to another question. This water eventually gets back down to the earth, right? It does. But first, it has another place where it stops. And you might not be able to know what this is like, Dee Dee, because you don't have eyes, but for those of us who do have eyes, we know what comes next. That water evaporates all the way up into the atmosphere where it condenses to become clouds. And those little water molecules and vapors cool down from the gas into little water droplets up in the sky. Have any of you watching this morning seen any neat clouds recently? Do you see any out your window now? Unbelievably, I actually don't see any clouds right now in the sky. But usually, we can see some clouds in the sky. And these are little bits of water droplets that have cooled down and stuck together. Wow! Clouds seem neat. They're really neat. And there's all different types. There's a lot to learn about clouds. Well, when does the water come back down? It's a good question, Dee Dee. When the clouds get really full of water, we get precipitation. Sometimes in the form of rain, like rain droplets, but we get other forms of precipitation too, like, what's another form of precipitation? Ooh, when it's cold in the winter, we get snow. Sometimes we get ice. We get all types of precipitation. Water that forms in some way all the way back down to the earth. Ooh, ooh, I love the precipitation when that happens. Yeah? What do you do when it precipitates? Well, when it's warm enough for rain, that's my time to move and travel. I just wiggle right around because I don't have to worry about evaporation. Oh, that's so true. When it's raining, there isn't usually sun out, although sometimes we get rainbows, right? But usually that's a good time for worms to move around and explore other places and other habitats and find other organic matter that's good for munching up. Absolutely. Love those rainy days. Well, Worm, I have to say, you have a few rainy days coming up ahead of today, so you can do lots of traveling and exploring during these next few rainy days. But for today, it looks like it's going to be sunny, so I would head underground and take cover there until the rain comes out. Awesome! Thank you so much for exploring the water cycle. Well, thank you. It's been fun to have you along. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye, Worm. So, we've explored a little bit about the water cycle. Let's see what it looks like. We can do a little experiment right now. I've got this tea kettle here, this hot pot. And if I turn this on, we've got water inside. We're going to see what happens for our... You can hear it. We've got this empty jar right now. So I'm going to pour the hot water into our jar. And let's see if we can make the water cycle happen right here in this jar. And if you're just tuning in, we checked out our red wiggler worms today. And our worms are on a journey exploring the water cycle with us. So the worms right here that I have out that we're taking a look at are munching on a banana. Do any of you out there enjoy eating some bananas for snack? It's good to eat fruits and veggies. The worms love fruits and vegetables. Strawberries are their favorite. Blueberries they like. Apples. Vegetables are a little harder for the worms unless they're soft, so they love vegetables that are squashes, things like that. So here it comes. So we're taking a look. We're seeing if we can make the water cycle happen right here in this jar. We've got our water inside our tea kettle, which is boiling. You might even be able to see as some of the water changes to a gas. And then if we pour it right here into this jar, what's going to happen? I wonder. We're going to have to do an observation. I bet you could experiment with this today at home too. Just you want to be careful because we're using hot water, so it definitely could burn. All right, it's getting nice and hot. Can you see any of that steam coming up? Oh yeah, like especially if I put my arm behind it. Even steam can be be hot, so it's good to be careful. Whoa, here it goes. All right, so we've got our hot water. Let's see if we can make some clouds. So if you look here, I'm going to hold it up. I'm going to pour the water in. Here it goes. I'm going to pour it just to fill up the bottle. Oh wow, look what's happening to the jar already. Can you see what's happening along the sides here? So already the water was evaporated, and when it hit the cooler sides here, it's beginning to condense. And pretty soon, if we hung out and explored a little more, we'd be able to see the water form water droplets. Actually, if you look closely, you can see it starting to happen now. Those water droplets are starting to form. That's just like what happens when water from the ground evaporates and condenses into clouds. So it's like a mini cloud in a jar. So I encourage you to go play with the different forms of water. See if you can make some clouds today in jars, or maybe with a hot chocolate mug. That would be fun too. Or maybe tomorrow you want to play inside. To see if you can get better acquainted with our water cycle, which is so important for all of us. Fresh water is a limited natural resource, so it's always important to take care of it and conserve water where you can. And it's important to learn about it so we know how best to take care of water. And if you're bored inside tomorrow, you can sing one of my favorite songs to remind you that rain is a natural part of what happens on the planet. This is my favorite. This is one of my favorite water songs. It goes like this. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation on my mind. It is just the water cycle and it happens all the time. Hey! Well, have fun with the water cycle today during all of the moments of evaporation that you are exploring and experiencing and maybe seeing around you, and enjoy it tomorrow as we see lots of condensation and precipitation. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you all soon tomorrow back here at 10:30. You will be making tiny worlds. So come explore what tiny worlds are, and we will see you soon, and we'll definitely see you back here for Worm Wednesday next week. So thank you all, stay safe, and have a very playful day.